Well, this is Pastor Warren here on another video for the One Year Bible, and I'm standing here by a memorial here in downtown Palatine where the flag is lowered to half staff and memorial flowers placed over a memorial that has been dedicated to firemen who have served and lost their lives in our community. And today is one of the days where many who have been in Palatine for many years might remember when the Benjamin Franklin store burned down. And we'll see some of the names that are listed here of firemen who lost their lives. John Wilson, Warren Augie Algram, Richard Freeman. All three men lost their lives trying to put out that fire on this day in 1973. And also on the memorial we see Wesley Comfort Jr., Leonard Niebel, who also lost their lives in a fire in 1946. So this stone is dedicated to the firefighters who lost their lives in service to Palatine. And so some of their names you might remember actually became streets in our town. Comfort Street, you see that. Wilson Street. Algram is a pretty widely known name in Palatine, and I'm not too sure, but there might be a Freeman Street also in the area as well. So what does all this mean with regard to our one-year Bible challenge? Well, this week we've been trudging through Leviticus, and we got to Numbers, which Numbers right out of the gate talks about God telling Moses to have leaders of the tribes of Israel to take a census of men who are 20 years older or older. And from each tribe, God appointed some men to be leaders of those tribes to form the army of God for the people of Israel. And so they took a census, almost like, where you're signing up for the draft, so to speak. But they took a census of all the men over 20 years and older, and in total, out of the 12 tribes, they came up with 603,500 men to serve in the army of Israel. And the names of the leaders of each tribe is really something interesting as you think about it in terms of building an army. Names, we gloss over names a lot in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, but I took an opportunity to kind of do a little word study on the names of the leaders of each tribe who were to count all the men in their respective tribes. The first one his name was Eliezer, and the meaning of his name is "My God is a rock." The next one is Shalumiel, whose name means friend of God. Another one is Nashon, whose name means enchanter, interestingly enough. The next one is Nathanael, means given of God. Next one is Eliab, my God is Father. Next one, Elishama, my God has heard. Next one, Gamaliel, reward of God. Next one, Abidan, my father is judge. The next one is Ahiezer, my brother is help. The next one is Pagiel, which means fortune of God. The next one is Elisaph, who is God has added. And the last one, which seemingly doesn't fit, is Ahira, which means my brother is evil, or brother of evil. And I was thinking about these names, and in terms of putting together an army, to have a leader's name mean my God is a rock really means a lot, or given of God, or my God has heard, or reward of God, my God is Father, friend of God. All these things make up the army of God. And yes, even evil creeps into the camp where it says my brother is evil. Even there can be dissension in the ranks. But yet, throughout this army of 603,500 men over 20, God is telling the army, all those enlisted, by the names of their leaders, that he's with them and that he's going to be with them in battle. So you can imagine that if you're following one of these leaders, you might call to mind the characteristics of God. So as we remember John Wilson and Augie Algram and Richard Freeman, who died in battle over a raging fire of the Benjamin Franklin store right here at the site of BMO Harris Bank in 1973, remember that names have meanings in Scripture, and God speaks through those names. So, as you're trudging your way through censuses, ancestral names, all the begats and who's the father of, I encourage you as you do these readings to do a little word study and see what these names mean. And maybe God will enrich you and have a message for you hidden underneath the names. Well, God bless your week, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.